What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer. And you see who I'm with. What up, boy?
What's going on, Sean? How you been?
You already know how it is.
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Pro Crew Sports Talk. My guy, Alex Stevens, in the building. Yes, sir. Hey,
Yes, sir.
and Mr. Moral Support, Mr. Anton Benton himself in the building. What up, Anton?
Let's go, boy. We ready to talk today.
Talking.
Come on. We had to talk because, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know, hey, welcome to Washington Football Roundtable. We you guys, and we glad you're here with us. What you don't know is that we've been talking all day long, literally. I think one of the first messages I got was one of these guys hitting me up, talk about, yo, man, there's a lot of stuff going on today, man. Like we gotta go back and forth. So, hey, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. We starting with the free agent moves. And guys, we have been absolutely busy. The most recent move, Austin Ekeler coming here. We're going to break that down a little bit later. My guy Anton's going to take it. But some of the other moves that we've made, we've got Frankie Lavu, linebacker from the Panthers. Dorrance Armstrong, defensive end. We got him from Dallas. Antonio Gibson, we released him. He got picked up by, I believe, the Patriots.
Yeah.
We already know about Zach Ertz, and then we got the center from Dallas, Tyler Biadasz, I think his name is.
Yeah, Addish or some stuff like that. Yeah, something like
Biadasz,
that.
yeah. A lot of great moves, a lot of big moves, and later we'll also talk about if this is qualifies at a splash. We'll get into that for sure. But before we do that, I'm going to send it over to you, Alex. Hey, both of you guys talk about it. This is exciting. Up until yesterday, nothing had happened, and now all of a sudden, it's game time.
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest excitement out of all these guys, I mean, obviously, everybody probably would say Austin Ekeler, but I'm gonna be excited with the center for real. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be excited with the center, man. Sean, me and you talked about that. This offensive line is a big part. You know what I'm saying? That we need to get together. And center is a major part on the offensive line. Because he's the leader of the group. He points. He gets on the ball. He points who. You know what I'm saying? Who he needs to get, and who helps the other offensive linemen too. So I think the center and Dallas people been hitting me up. And Janae, they making it seem like these guys, they scrubs. Nah, they ain't scrubs. They ain't old. They 26 years old. Right. And Armstrong, the DN, he coming off. They said that he coming off the bench. Oh, he a bench player. He ain't all that. But the man got 7 sacks. Out of 2 years, he had 16 sacks. So, I mean, it's a lot of positive, man. A lot of positive going on.
Man, there's so much. It's good to see like such advantage of what we have taken now. Like it's nothing. It's good. It's a smile to see that we are making good decisions.
Yeah.
Like, we're not taking the second splash like we did, with all of our last Carson Wentz.
Couple years. Right.
Fitzpatrick. I mean, they were right after somebody else's big deal. So I feel with the money that we have saved, we've given gotten back from people that we've kind of gave the boot to. I feel we have definitely spent our money very well. Very well.
Yes.
Now the big question is, do y'all like Austin Ekeler better than Antonio Gibson? Because Antonio Gibson, he the Patriots. I mean, y'all think Austin Ekeler would do better?
I say yeah. Actually, I don't even know that I can fully say yeah because obviously we had the injury issues from last year. But I know it's been mentioned multiple times before. Austin Ekeler, if you have him on fantasy, up until this past year, he's been one of the fantasy goats at running back. You know what I mean? And he is. A lot of people, can argue that he's the reason why this whole running back market got devalued because he can do both running and receiving exactly. And so that's where I'm kind of almost like. We might have leveled up a little bit, but they technically are really good at both. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with it, but we looks like we got better, but with the injury, I wonder.
I will say this, like, I think, yes, we have stepped up at least 2 or 3 steps. One, because we're not a West Coast offense, right?
Mhm.
Eckler's already a 1 step behind because of his injury, being that it's such a fast pace, right? But he can keep up with this East Coast offense if he wants to. Now, he's already a step ahead of that. If you look in the grand scheme, if he's like maybe 90%, he's already a step ahead because he already knows how the open look. He knows where to be in a spot before anybody else does. And, even with his A and B gap moving of the ball, it's remarkable. So I feel, yes, within the last like couple years, Antonio Gibson stopped being that guy. When he first came to the team, he was that guy. He got hit or something, and he stopped being that. Brian Robinson, it took him to come out and do that, show Gibson how to be an A-gap B person again. And I feel Ekeler is just that dominant of a running back to do that already.
Yeah, I agree, dogs. I agree. My bad, Sean, but I agree because I talked to Sean. And I told him when I play Madden, I got him on the free agency. Austin Ekeler, I put him on the team behind B-Rob. So I was like, it's a perfect fit. Like I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, I think
it's the truth. Look, look. In my opinion, Austin Ekeler is the perfect dual threat back. Like I said before, like we know how good he has been, so the potential is great. As far as with him as opposed to Gibson, I mean, listen, Gibson, we tried to make Washington over the last couple of years has been the king of trying to make players that are good at one thing do something else. We started him as the main between the tackles, A gap, B gap running back, and it took us a year and a half to figure out that ain't him. Until Brian Robinson came in, like you said, now we can see, okay, let's put him in space and do that. Austin Ekeler has that ability. This also kind of leaves Brian Robinson untouched. He just allows him to continue to be that main guy. But now we got somebody on third down that we know, okay, this guy's coming in. He's our third down guy, and we're ready for that.
I feel they used Gibson as our third down guy last year. And because he wasn't consistent with that, next man up.
Right.
Like him dropping those balls on those outside screens and all that stuff, afraid to get hit or whatever, he was dropping them because he just couldn't take it.
Right.
And that was just because it's inconsistency. He couldn't do it as the running back because he was fumbling. He can do it as the screen out play because he's dropping the ball. Next man up. Like we were talking about this, Sean, about like I feel B-Rob had just made a different shoulder for our offense because of the way he ran. Like it was just the way his attitude came into the huddle and stuff like that. Like he made everybody want to know, all right, it's going to be a good run play if he's in there. When you put Gibson in, you didn't know.
You didn't know what he was going to do. Yeah, you didn't know what to expect. That's a great point.
So without doubt, you need a certainty from your running back. All right, you're going to gain me what 3 yards this pass or 6 yards. Couldn't get that with Gibson, so I feel this free agent move is a good concrete move of knowing, all right, we have an older running back, but he's going to guarantee us a better third down than I think our options would have been.
No, hey, if he stays on the field, I'm all about it. And shout out to Gibson. He did get picked up by the New England Patriots. And with that new coach out there, I'm excited to see kind of what he does. I think he might be one of those main guys out there. But look, we were busy. Like I said, we got a couple Cowboys players. We got the center, and we also got Dorian Armstrong. But one of the guys that I'm really excited about, and something that we have not addressed over the last couple of years, linebacker. We got a quality linebacker. Frankie Lavue is solid from the Carolina Panthers. A couple years ago, I was very interested in getting him. Obviously, he stayed at Carolina, but we saw now Brian Burns, and we'll discuss that a little bit later, how he left out, and he actually is in our division, but he left the Panthers as well. But this move, in my opinion, is a solid one. But I mean, overall, guys, I love it. I love it that we're doing something. When we woke up, I remember Will hit me up this morning and talk about as soon as we got up, keep refreshing because you're going to continue to see news. And this is exactly what we've been seeing. And we're not done. We're not done yet at all.
You're right. I'll say this: we just picked from Cincinnati. We picked up a DeAndre Jones. He was also a linebacker from there. He wasn't in his play as much, but I feel he's not injury prone. So that's another linebacker we can add to our options list. He's going to step.
We just picked him up.
We picked him up in end of February. DeAndre Jones.
Okay. DeAndre Jones. Okay.
So he's another linebacker status that I saw his stats, not a whole lot.
Right.
I saw him being more the SWAT or the kind of the SWI to the meat when playing on the ball.
Right.
He's not playing away from it. He knows where the ball is. He's there. I can only say that from just watching reels. I was like, who is this kid? Let me know before, coming to you guys. But seeing that, it's like, okay, let's see how he plays with other people, getting up his status. Let's see that first.
Yeah, he might be a depth guy, especially with us getting Frankie Lavue. But hey, more the merrier. And I like I said, I love this. We're making moves. We're not being shy. We're not shying away. They're not long-term moves, but they're still nice 3-year deal type moves. We're getting people paid. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
Well, with Frankie though, our problem at linebacker was guarding, like terrible in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayo to Jamin Davis to who was the other guy? Cody. How you say his name?
Burton.
Yeah, Burton. They were terrible in coverage. So with this guy, Sean, I mean, you know a little bit about him because I've been watching highlights. But is he a guy that can guard now? Saquon Barkley, that's with Philly. Can he guard? We ain't got to worry about Tony Pollard no more. He's gone now. So it's like, can he guard these running backs? Can he guard a tight end? You know what I mean? That's what I'm more. I see that he could tackle. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think what we're gonna have to first and foremost, I think what we need to do is put these guys in positions that they're gonna have success. This guy is one of the things. Yes, we have had issues with our linebackers of coverage, but one of the things that we've also had issues with is getting gashed up the middle, getting gashed to the left or to the right. And this guy is one of those guys that goes downhill. He will be able to make the calls and get to the ball. As far as being a coverage guy, I mean, he's not awful, but he's an upgrade from what we had.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's one of the best, but I definitely trust him more than I would Jamin Davis. But at the same time, again, we got to remember what we're gonna. I mean, are we going to do what Ron did and have these guys run out against Saquon Barkley, who we know is 10 times faster, or have this guy? I mean, we had to go up against Saquon, Pollard, Swift, all these guys, and we couldn't cover them out. But we got to hopefully our defensive coaches, Joe Witt Jr., and even Dan Quinn will put these guys in advantageous positions so they can make these plays. We'll see. But I just
hope we get Devin White, man. Devin White is still out there. Patrick Queen. I've been hearing Patrick Queen is really rumored to go to Seattle. Yeah, but it ain't confirmed yet. But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, I saw that too.
These are the type of guys. These are the type of splashes, Sean, that I'm talking about. We need to get that.
I feel somebody is going to pop up later down this road and want to show themselves and be like, okay, yeah, I do want to go free agent or something like that. And I feel that's where they're going to save their money too. Is like, all right, what chess pieces are they trying to play right now by doing all these small moves? Ertz with that move, now with Ekeler, with, these 3 other moves. Like, I feel like there's small pieces to an elephant. You see what I'm saying? Like, our splash is coming, but it ain't right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Cousins, Brian Burns, Mike Evans, Russell Wilson, and recently Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. The list goes on and on. Teams are making moves left and right. And we made a couple. I think we've made a couple splashes, but somebody else thinks that's just a drop in the bucket. So Go ahead, bro. Do we need to make a splash, or are we already splashing in the water? What we doing, man?
Sean, crazy man. But no, man. I, I don't think we made a splash yet. This right here is not a splash, Sean. This is not a splash. Anton, I know you know what I'm talking about. All right. What the Giants did was a splash. That's what the Giants. That's what they did. They got Brian Burns, big guy, right, coming out of big name, big. He's shown what he's done. Traded for him and got him a little bit of nothing. I think they got rid of a fifth and a second. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Gave him a 5-year deal. You know what I'm saying? That's a splash. That's what we need to do. We need it. We need the splash that I think would be a Patrick Queen, a Devin White, L'Jarius Sneed. That's the type of splash I want. Yeah, y'all know that. That's what I'm talking about. As I tell this man, Sean, that we did not make a splash. This 2 year, 1 year.
Let me count how many people we have here. This is one.
That should pick up. That should pick ups. That's good. That's good. That's good. Those are pickups. That's what we need. That these are guys that's gonna produce on the field. But this ain't splashes though. This ain't splashes. Like,
oh my goodness.
Hey,
oh my goodness.
Josh Norman. What?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, the Josh Norman was a splash, even though I know it didn't really pan out the way one. But when we got him,
I would suggest not using that example if it didn't pan out.
I know, but when it did, when we got him at that time, we was excited. We was like, "Yo, this is the splash we talking about." That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need.
Huh? Say it again.
Who did
Santana was our splash.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And look, Santana, hey, it worked itself out. Josh Norman, hey, he had a couple. D'Angelo Hall, when we picked him up from Atlanta.
London Fletcher.
So it can work, absolutely. But
hey, Antoine Randall.
Okay, but here's the thing. It can't. And I don't know about Antoine Randall because he had just won a Super Bowl. He was like, I've already won. I can go here and get paid.
He was nice though. He was nice for us though.
He was great. He was great. Absolutely. But look, Ben said y'all can have that diva Devin White. He a diva? Talk to us, Ben. How is he a diva? Because I don't want to bring none of that drama to the team. I'm gonna say that right now.
As long as he do better than Chase Young, we all right. We don't.
I mean, we needed an edge rusher. Does it make a certainty? No. It makes it better than the lineup that we probably have.
True.
You talking about Armstrong?
Who are you talking about? White? Devin White?
Devin White.
Oh, linebacker. He's middle linebacker. Right.
But see, but here's the other side to that. We just got Frankie Louvu. I mean, we running 2 middle linebackers, or what do we like? Are we running a 3-4? We running 4-4, 4-3?
Remember when we were talking about last year how I said we were getting rid of our edges because we need to get a 3-man front. Remember how I said our 4-man front was killing us because on like those long drives and our defense is on the field too long, we leaving our big man out there, just all of them. So it leaves us clueless when we have a 3-man rush and we don't have light linebackers floating out. So I feel we could help to transition into a 3-man front set.
Yeah, we could be a 3-4. We could absolutely be a 3-4, and then if we get a Devin White, we have Frankie Louvu. Then you put Jamin on the edge. You let him play outside linebacker and roam and run to the ball.
In the center,
if we're going to go 3-4, I wouldn't have. What's the issue with that? First and foremost, let's go to this. Ben said Devin asked for $100 million before the 2023 season, and
that's a splash.
Yeah, they declined it.
And you said he declined it?
Yeah, no, they. You know what I'm saying? This is what Ben said the Buccaneers did. They said he wanted that. They declined it, and they let him play out his 5th-year option. He didn't even play near as good as he needs to. If you're my issue, Deron Payne, case in point, if you know you want to get paid, then and they say, show me, we saw what happened. Chase Young, he wanted to get paid, but he didn't show us nothing. I think if that's how Devin playing out there, I don't know that we want to bring that in house.
No, I mean, I wouldn't bring that in house, but going back to the 3-4, I would run a 4-3, but I would do it like the 49ers are doing. Adam Peters knows he got them linebackers, and the reason why, Fred Warner and Greenlaw, I think he hitting free agencies also.
Not the one that got hurt.
I thought. He isn't.
Oh, he might be. You talk about the one that tore his.
Yeah, the one that got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might be. He is. You're right.
Okay, if he is, I know he got to recover from that, but I would do that, man. You have these three linebackers. Obviously, Jamin Davis will be on the outside, but what's his name? Frankie would be in the middle, or Devin White be in the middle. Frankie on the outside, and you got some guys that can cover guys. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I would do, like a Patrick Queen or Devin White. But absolutely, I mean, do it like how the 49ers did. They had a decent defense, man. And they had linebackers. They had linebackers that could guard anybody. You know what I'm saying?
You are right, Alex. Because I've been watching. So if you've watched like Cleveland, Denver, and Buffalo, all played like that floating linebacker. So Garrett was doing that in Cleveland a few times. Yep. He wasn't in a stance. He was kind of like, "Hey, I'm gonna chuck it here, whatever, inside." But he was floating around like between on the edge, or he was gonna run it inside.
Right.
So I feel that's like where this defense is starting to change shape, where a 4-man front, and it could be like a floating 3-4. I don't know. So I will be watching out how our defense uses this.
Right. Well, how Ron did it. Ron would have one linebacker and then have Cameron Curl or Quan Martin would come up at linebacker, and it would be a safety playing linebacker because they could cover better, because we didn't have linebackers that could cover.
Yeah.
This time, we got Dan Quinn. We got, what I'm saying? Like, we got these coaches that can really focus on this now. Instead of bringing the safety up and letting the safeties play back, we can have two linebackers on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have some dogs. We got to have some linebackers. And Frankie is a start. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't mind Devin White. I don't know what he said, Tampa Bay fan guy said, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he is a diva or not. You know what I'm saying? But it does look like he wants to get paid. Some players, you're right, Sean, some players that do get paid, they back off, they slack off. But look at Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, he, we wanted more from him. So, and he did look good. We wanted him more than Chase Young. But then when we did let him go, he gets that big contract from the Bears, and the dude plays lights out. Like, I mean, he looks like we should have got a first-round pick for him instead of a second. You feel what I'm saying? So some guys, when they get that bag, they ball. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is a chance that you have to take. So
I get what you're saying.
You know what? And you're right. Like, there's no doubt about, like, buying the right amount to what we have. But I think right now we're not making a big enough splash yet, because I don't think we can. I don't think we will just in the beginning before season. I feel we will in the season somewhere. Like, we're gonna get somebody on the trade or on Sneed. That's where I feel. Look. That's where Mr. Moral Support is saying. Like, I don't feel like I feel we are making a big enough splash, like, right now with what depth chart we're going with.
Oh yeah. Yep. And I think that's what's the focus. Right now they said, okay, we have a whole bunch of holes. We know what we need to do. Let's make the move. AG was somebody we were thinking about, Logan Thomas. A lot of these guys that we had over the last couple of years, we were thinking, what are they going to do? They've already shown. Before free agency, they got rid of them. AG, they got rid of today. Yep. Now they're bringing in these other guys. The time, if anything, we know that the splash is we're making moves and we're not waiting.
Splash in-house than it is.
Absolutely.
Right. We're doing what we need to do and we're not waiting.
I agree.
Sean Spencer, I just sent you a video on your DM as Devin White play. It'll tell you what could be if you guys sign him. Okay, definitely. I'll send that to the group and we'll take a look. At the same time, we know the guy has great capability, and if we're going to make a splash in that direction, we're talking about it. If we're going 3-4 or bringing 4 linebackers, it'd be great to have 2 quality guys in the middle, and that's 2 more than we've had over the last 4 years. So,
right.
I'll take that.